Eric, what do you do when you're not at Equip Expo? What's a normal work week look like for you?
Well, I thought you were going to ask, what do I do to have fun?
How long have you worked at John Deere, Eric?
I have been with John Deere for 25 years.
What's kept you and Chase around for 25 years?
I wouldn't be working for John Deere for 25 years if I didn't believe in the product.
How long have you been coming to the Equip Expo?
1999?
Wow.
1998, 99.
Wow. What's been your most memorable moment in all those years coming to the show?
What I like about shows is
last year we talked about the wave of electric, and it seems like it's just only gaining momentum. What are you hearing, sensing?
If the product doesn't perform like its gas or diesel counterpart, you might as well scratch it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the John Deere booth here at the Equip Expo. We have a friend of the show returning. He was on the podcast last year, Eric Halfman from John Deere. What's up, Eric?
How you doing, man?
I'm tired. I'm good, though.
It feels like it was yesterday we were talking.
Yeah, that was fun.
Last year.
Yeah, and then you were on Jeremiah's show yesterday.
Yeah, had some great conversations around riding lawn equipment, our introduction of the Z370R electric, zero turn. And since we last talked, I have product responsibilities from go-to-market perspective with utility vehicles now too.
Oh, okay.
So we talked about a little bit about the history of
Where's the
Gator utility
vehicles?
vehicle. Yeah. So right on the other side of our cool snow display that we have here at Equip, we've got an XUV 835M setup with a Western snow plow, V plow, and then also a salt spreader. So kind of a one-pass solution.
Yeah, they're keeping you busy.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Now, where do you live, Eric?
I live in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So it's like halfway between Madison and Milwaukee, so southern Wisconsin, and we're hoping for some snow this year. It's been a little tough on the PLCs out there without a ton of snow the last couple of years. It's been a little bit rough for guys trying to make some money in the wintertime.
I got you, because your name tag said North Carolina.
Yeah, so our marketing headquarters for turf and compact utility located in North Carolina. So I do have an office in North Carolina that I see once a month.
Nice.
But yeah, also we have a factory up in Horicon, Wisconsin, about 10 miles from where I live, and that's where our Gator utility vehicles are produced, as well as some riding lawn equipment.
Yeah, so tell us more about this machine right here.
So what we're looking at in the Equip booth is an 835M. It's full cab HVAC, very quiet cab, but also something to keep you really warm in the wintertime, but then cool in the summertime. So we often hear about customers that are working outside and they need a opportunity to cool off. And whether you're using the utility vehicle for work or not, it also becomes a machine that can cool you off and get you recharged. It's a good break time machine, right?
And what you mentioned snow, but what are the other multiple uses of it?
So, Gator utility vehicles, what can't you do with a utility vehicle? Our Gator utility vehicles are used for so many different things. They're designed for work. If you know anything about John Deere and the heritage of our company, it's about tried, true, long-lasting, heavy-duty pieces of equipment. So our utility vehicles designed for, material, mostly for heavy-duty material handling.
How much pounds can it handle?
So it's rated for 1,000 pounds in the back, and that machine can also tow up to 4,000 pounds.
Okay.
So it's a heavy duty machine. A lot of applications that we see in the governmental space or in the landscape contractor space include a lot of things with material hauling for installs, as well as spraying. We get a little bit of wetland restoration with these machines as well, and then obviously, our whole agriculture community loves the Gator, field to field, pass to pass, and use them. They're a small truck, and some like to say and laugh and kid that they're the price of a small truck as well. Well, go ahead and price the utility vehicle whatever manufacturer, and they're not cheap. But the nimbleness for them and the ability to get it in and out and get them in spaces that you can't get a full size vehicle is great. We see them get used on beaches, in the middle of woods, middle of farm fields, all sorts of campuses, settings like that, where this time of year going into winter, where cleaning sidewalks and smaller parking areas, they're perfect for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have your pulse on the industry. Last year we talked about the wave of electric, and it seems like it's just only gaining momentum. What are you hearing, sensing, feeling?
Yeah, you walk around Equip Expo, and there's two things that really stand out: autonomy and and electric, right? And sometimes both of them together. We're certainly, I told you folks a year ago, we're committed by 2026 to have an electric offering in each of our product platforms that you see here today. We've got the Z370R electric here, which is our residential zero turn that is launched. It's available for customers to buy. It's sitting in our dealerships today, which is super exciting, and customers are using those as well this fall yet to mow their properties. So momentum is building, but it's still an industry that there's certainly from the customers that equip that brings some caution and validation and ROI questions. Right. So there's a ton of that still needs to be validated and
what's your answer to that, Eric? Because it is, the price is like, I think everyone, that's where the friction happens when it comes to, because the price is much more than gasoline.
Right. So that's behind closed doors. Those are the types of things that we're trying to make work for our customers, I should say. If the product doesn't perform like its gas or diesel counterpart, you might as well scratch it. And then if there isn't a return on investment for the customer, then it doesn't make any. You're not going to sell it.
Right.
So those are things we're working, and that's through some of the development that we do, the suppliers that we work with for some of our products, and then some scalability.
How long have you been coming to the Equip Expo?
So I think my first Equip Expo, and I don't know how we talk about branding here, but the OPEI show, right? It wasn't it the OPEI show? I think it was
GIE, OPEI?
1999?
Wow.
1998, 99?
Wow.
Yeah, I talked about high school reunion crashed one time at a hotel during this show. It was kind of fun. We showed up at someone was having a high school reunion. Anyway, that's another story. But been coming to Equip Expo since the late 90s and then off and on during the 2000s. But been here the last few years to the show. It's exciting. Like an incredible event for customers to come and see not only our products and ride and drive them out in the ride and drive area, but just really see the industry.
Yeah. What's been your most memorable moment in all those years coming to the show?
I think it's seeing the variety, seeing the number of manufacturers that play in this space. It floors me. But it also shows me that our customers' livelihood is secure, right? There's a lot of folks that are trying to partner, and specifically Deere trying to partner with our customers to provide solutions that are going to maintain their livelihood, right? Make them money, right? Pay the bills. So that's like, sometimes you go to shows and people comment, oh, that company used to be there. That vendor used to be over there. And then you see a show start to shrink in size. Oh, there's less vendors. There's less manufacturers. And this show seems to just keep getting stronger and stronger.
Right. Absolutely. How long have you worked at John Deere, Eric?
I have been with John Deere for 25 years. I started at Turf Care in Fuquay Arena, which is where our commercial mowing equipment that you see here at Equip is at. And one of the coolest things I got to do about 25 years ago was introduce the 7-iron mower deck, which is still the brand of deck that we use today. 7-gauge steel, stamped because we can. That technology, tool and die facilities it takes to stamp a piece of 7-gauge steel, maybe 72-inch, wider than this desk here, a 72-inch piece of steel in one stamp turns into a mower deck. It's pretty amazing to see. That costs a lot of money, and a lot of the players in the industry fabricate their mower decks because they didn't want to invest in that ability to manufacture a mower deck that way.
I was speaking with Chase. He's been here for 25 years as well. So most folks nowadays, they have 12, 14, 15 jobs every year or two. They're changing. Yeah. What's kept you and Chase around for 25 years, the culture? I
think growing up, for me, it was growing up in a town that had the turf heritage. So 60 years ago, in 1963, we built our first lawnmower. So we like to say that we make tall grass short. We've been making tall grass short for 60 years, right? And I grew up around that. And I grew up around just grass, mowing lawn in a factory town where everyone that was from the town worked for a company that
This is in Wisconsin?
Yeah, this is in Horicon, Wisconsin, which is where I mentioned our gators are built, and also where the mower decks for our commercial mowing equipment are stamped and built as well. So it's really the heritage, the pride, and I love this industry. I've worked for Deere, like I said, for 25 years, and been around agriculture, been around turf, been around a lot of different industry. But this is just my favorite. It's something we can all relate to.
I mean, John Deere is obviously such a trusted brand. What's your advice to guys who are just starting a lawn business and they are setting all the branding now? It's just them. We joke and call them Chuck in the truck, but they're just starting with one person,
Yep.
Mowing Mrs. Smith's yard. How do they build something like John Deere? Where my grandpa had a John Deere. I think I mentioned that to you last year.
Yeah.
When he passed away, it went in the inheritance to my dad. And he's just, I got a John Deere mower. Like
right.
it wasn't going to someone else. He was staying in the family.
Yeah.
So how does someone who's just starting a lawn business create a culture like this where you want to work here for 25 years?
Yeah, so a couple things. I think you can learn a lot from a John Deere dealer. If you go into a John Deere dealership, talk to folks there and see how long they've worked there. There's a similar type heritage there where folks want to navigate, especially sales personnel, want to navigate to products that they trust and believe in. It's kind of the same way, like I wouldn't be working for John Deere for 25 years if I didn't believe in the product. And those customers are going to do that research anyway, right? They're not going to do culture research. They're going to do product research.
Oh, of course.
But the conversations they have, they'll start figuring that out. They'll start relating, and maybe if they can see through the conversation that those folks are super proud to sell the product. And there's a couple of reasons I think for that. One is it's a good product, but number two, every piece of equipment at some point is subject to a failure, and the company that's there to stand behind it, whether it's the dealership for a repair, whether it's John Deere to support the repair, if it's parts availability, we can get you parts in a day typically. If we have to, if you need them in a day, if we need to get something that's down and get it back running within 24 hours, a lot of those capabilities are there. So then I'd kind of transition and say, well, someone might say John Deere might be a little bit more money. It might not. First off, price it. Go out and get some pricing. You'll be surprised, but you'll also get what you pay for. And that is totally legitimate no matter what kind of green and yellow John Deere products you're looking at. And have some confidence in that, knowing that it's going to last. It's going to last a long time. And there's some financial products that, I'm a mom and pop shop. I can't just go out and buy a brand new one and I'm really scared about buying a used one, whatever that might be. But there's some financial products, like there's some lease products out there that are pretty cool. 2-year, 3-year lease programs. Get a new producer in the business on a fixed payment and covered, in a warranty period. So they know what their fixed costs are per month for 3 years. Like there's no surprises. If the machine has a major issue, it's covered under warranty. I know what my monthly payment's going to be.
Fantastic. Eric, what do you do when you're not at Equip Expo? What's a normal work week look like for you?
So well, I thought you were going to ask, like, what do I do to have fun? We got these snowballs here, and I come from, the northern part of the States, and I love snow. So one of the things we've been working on with the display here and really with some marketing objectives that we have within our company is really to get after the snow business and support the snow business for our customers. You can see we've got a few products here: a compact wheel loader, front mount mower, 1585 terrain cut, a Gator utility vehicle, compact utility tractor, all set up kind of different ways to manage snow and ice and suit different needs, whether it's big parking lots down to smaller sidewalks, apartment complexes, condo associations, all that sort of fun stuff.
That's fantastic. Now, we have a big difference. I despise snow. I moved to Georgia to get away from it. I grew up in Ohio. We didn't get as much as Wisconsin, but it snows quite a bit in Ohio.
Yep.
So tell me more, though, because when I think John Deere, I think tractor, lawnmower. I don't think snow. So tell us more about this marketing objective and how you guys are moving forward in that.
Yeah. So, our products are pretty versatile, and especially like the front mount mower that can, it's around the corner. We can't see it. It's a 1585 terrain cut. Something that right now has a broom on it, which is awesome for sidewalks. And in like an area like this or southern Wisconsin where you might not have 3 to 5 feet of snow at a time, you might have 3 to 5 inches. Something like that works really good, works really fantastic. Compact utility tractors. I had a customer, we were at the SEMA show in Connecticut earlier this year and talking snow and ice. And customer from Canada, and he's like, yeah, you see that compact tractor you came out with? I've got like 16 of those in my fleet at home in Canada handling snow. And he's like, I can take that compact tractor and do circles around the guy
Wow.
driving around with a plow truck.
Wow.
He's like the efficiency of a compact tractor with a snowblower and a box blade, a rear blade, pusher blade, whatever the combination might be. They claimed how much more efficient they were with those machines versus a pickup truck and a plow.
Plow that snow and make that dough.
Yeah, we also partner with Western snow equipment that they have with spreaders and V-blades, straight blades to make our Gator utility vehicles more versatile. Awesome machine. You know, a lot of our machines have cabs, right? You know, most people that push snow or move snow are used to maybe sitting in a pickup truck and enjoying the heat and music in those machines, but kind of the same transition. If you jump into a John Deere, you've got heat, you've got music if you want music, you've got Bluetooth capabilities in these machines to make some calls if you need to make some work calls or personal calls. It's set up to be comfortable and allow you to run longer days.
Yeah, and we're in a transitional geography here in Kentucky. It doesn't snow down in Georgia, but Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Canada, New York, so many guys that have lawn care businesses, you're only really generating revenue 6, 7, 8 months of the year, and then it gets cold. So what piece of equipment is something you can use in the lawn business and then easily just switch it right on over to the snow months for those northern states?
Yeah, so one particular product we don't have here that I have responsibility for is the X700. It's a heavy-duty Signature Series lawnmower. It's a tractor, not a zero-turn. But with tractors, you have more versatility. So a lot of crews that I see in my area, in the upper Midwest, you'll see a zero-turn on a trailer in the summer, and then you might see a tractor with a 54, 60-inch mower deck belly mower on it. And then in the wintertime with that X700, take the mower deck off, pop a front broom or a front two-stage snowblower on it, salt spreader on the back, and you're ready to go for winter.
Okay. And is the payment option similar to the mowers? Because I know these are expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I mentioned before, with some leasing that you can do, you can handle it that way if you're into a fixed cost, or from a financing perspective, we've got some super cool 0% financing that's happening on a lot of our products right now through the end of October to kind of get in. A lot of 0% financing offers, as a matter of fact.
You mentioned the snow equipment. What are the other marketing objectives as we go into 2024? What are you guys focused on?
We've taken an approach to take care of customers and really try to align with, I don't want to say profitability of the customer, but adding value where customers can translate that into making money. Mm-hmm. So it's really showing that value as we sell our equipment versus necessarily task oriented. So it's taking like, this machine is capable of this. What are some of the returns you can get based on the capabilities of the machine? So like an ROI type calculator for some commercial mowing equipment is really, that's kind of a big deal for us. Even all the way up to our producer segment where we try to do the same thing, showing value that way.
My last question, I'm curious because you mentioned the trade show in Connecticut.
Yeah.
You're obviously in Louisville every year. What other shows do you go to, and how does this rank? I know there's one out in Vegas that's just Brian Torrey was sending me a picture out there. It's just humongous.
Was that the Consumer Electronics show he's talking about?
I think one of them he was out there, and it was absolutely humongous. So anyway, how does this rank compared to the other shows you go to?
So this what I like about shows is the opportunity to talk to customers, and then the engagement from the customer. Mm-hmm. And you with the heritage of John Deere, you can get a customer that's going to talk about my dad or my granddad's mm-hmm. tractor that got passed down through generations, which is like really cool, awesome heritage. And then there's shows you go to where customers are very interested in the new equipment and how it can benefit them mm-hmm. and want to learn. And the way I rate this show is like the latter, having customers interested in talking and how you can help them provide a solution with something that they're going to use and buy. Mm-hmm. This show is like, it's like off the charts because that's why all these folks are here. They're not here to talk stories, right? They're here to talk about solutions and opportunities solutions for opportunities they have in their operations.
Yeah, and it's buzzing and bumping here Thursday's always the busiest day at Equip. Wednesday and Friday are half days. Thursday's the only full day, and it's since I got here this morning, it has been nonstop. And I can't tell you how many people came up want one of these hats. I said, I'm taking this is one's for me and that one's for my producer. Man, these are sharp looking.
You got to have a John Deere hat, and everybody asks for John Deere hats. And people that are new to our company will come in and work a couple of these shows, and they'll be like, "What's everybody asking for a hat for?" Everybody asks for a hat. And yeah, this show yesterday was the first day. On Wednesday was super busy. Like you said, today is busy. We see some strong value attending this show and having the opportunity to interact with people in the industry like yourself, and certainly for our customers, and have the opportunity to thank everybody for what they do too, because there's no John Deere without customers, and it's where it all starts. We had some dinner last night with some customers and had the opportunity to just say thanks. It starts with customers by defining. We start with our innovations and our product designs by talking with customers. And then that takes off all the way to the dealership that sells that customer that piece of equipment and takes care of that customer while they're using it. So, yeah, kudos to all the hardworking folks out there.
Fantastic. Was there anything we're leaving out here, Eric, that you wanted to address?
No, I would just like last year, I'd say nothing runs like a Deere, right? Nothing runs like a Deere electric, right? Because my little baby zero turn over there, I got to make sure that everybody knows that they can play a little bit on the Z370R electric side of things, but nothing runs like a Deere.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for giving us the time and space. We appreciate your booth as Prime Real Estate. It's the first one when you walk through the door, and I appreciate you guys giving us excellent real estate here to podcast and the continued partnership. I know we chatted with you last year and appreciate again. I got to talk with Jeremiah and just what you're doing with our podcasting community. Thanks for the partnership.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to your audience. People love you. You know, I know you're all over social media too, which is fantastic. So thanks for giving us a little time here as well.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right. Awesome.
See ya.
Thank you, buddy.